Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe minis, Zodac vs. Beastman. That's right, it's the 5th pack in the current line of mini Masters of the Universe action figures, so let's go ahead and check them out. As you can see, they come on that same style blister card packaging that fully showcases both figures inside. We got this really great kind of green and purplish background there with some images of both Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain, and of course this includes another collect and connect piece for the Castle Grayskull mini diorama. Alright, so let's go ahead and check these guys out outside of the packaging. Just like we've seen with all of the other little minifigures in this lineup, each of these characters stand right around the 2-inch mark, maybe just a little bit bigger, and they all feature the same type of articulation. So the head's on a bit of a ball joint, which mostly only allows it to look left and right with a little bit of up and down movement. The arms just move up and down at the shoulders, and then we get a twist at the waist. The legs are all just one solid piece there, so there's no extra movement or anything like that. Also, the style of these guys is such that their arms and their upper bodies are just massive, huge, and bulking, while their legs are a lot smaller. Even still, they balance pretty well. Now, there are going to be times where you pose the arms maybe upwards, or especially if they're holding onto their weapons, where they might topple over a little bit, but for the most part, the balance is really well with these guys, even though they have those smaller legs. It's a really cool and unique style that I've really enjoyed on all of the figures in this lineup so far. So let's go ahead and take a look at Zodac here. Of course, this is based on the original Zodac, not the 2002 version. So he's got his classic Zodac helmet on there, he's wearing the red armor, he's even got the gray kind of monster feet there, and the finned arms, very similar to what we've seen with Skeletor, and you can see he even does have a bit of that hairy chest poking out of the sides of the armor there, just like that classic action figure. He includes his Zodac blaster gun, which can be held in either one of his hands. It's a bit over-exaggerated, so it's kind of oversized and bulky, but it's really neat, and it does have a bit of a two-tone red paint job there, so there's some red metallic paint that's kind of worked into the design that makes it look really nice. In addition to that, he also includes a staff that is very reminiscent of the 2002 Zodac's weapon. This is really cool. It has the ability to kind of pull apart in the middle section there, so that way you can get it to fit into either one of his hands, and then it just clips back together. Now, this is really long, and the way that he stands, you're not going to be able to get it posed around too many different ways. He mostly kind of holds it upwards or kind of resting on the ground. Unfortunately, since there's no wrist swivels, you can't get him with it kind of horizontal out in front of him or anything like that, but you can even get him posed holding onto both at the same time if that's something you wish to do. So let's go ahead and flip on over to Beastman here. This might be one of my favorite figures in this minis lineup so far. Look at the sculpt on this guy. He's just so ferocious looking. He's colored like the vintage action figure with the bright orange and the red and the blue, but the way he's shaped and sized on this one, he's very reminiscent of that larger kind of hunchbacked hulking version from the 2000X lineup, and I really like that. You can see the fur, the way it's sculpted there, it's very kind of scraggly and especially real fluffy there on his forearms. He's got one open hand there on the right with his clawed fingers, and the hand on the left is more gripping there, so that way he can hold on to his included accessory, but he's got a lot of the cool little sculpted details, like the little claws right there on the outside of his hand. He's got the large spikes on his shoulders, and even on the furry piece he's wearing around his neck. Overall, just an incredibly cool looking minifigure, and like I said, probably one of my favorites in this lineup so far. So as far as his accessories go, he does include his classic whip. It's all just one solid piece of plastic, so it's kind of in this pose where you're going to have to make it look like he's cracking the whip there. It doesn't really lay down or flex very well, just kind of stuck in that same pose. And then his second accessory is an all-new one, and it's really neat looking. It's this really cool kind of chain link spiked Morning Star type weapon, where the handle looks like a piece of bone. This is really neat. Now, since he's only got the one gripping hand, you'll have to actually take out the whip and put this in his hand in its place, but it's a very cool looking weapon. He is not able to hold on to both of them at the same time, since he does have that one open hand, so you have to choose which weapon you want to pose him with. Now we do come with another piece of the Collect and Connect Castle Grayskull diorama, so now we've got the lower portion of the last tower that we need to build. This can just clip right into the holes in the Castle Grayskull diorama piece we've already built up so far, and now we're only missing that one top tower piece to complete this cool little mini backdrop to stand up behind all of our minis once we have them. I'm really enjoying these minifigures. I think they are a lot of fun. The sculpts are so cool on these guys. They've got great paint jobs, fun accessories, and we are really starting to build up a really great army both for the evil warriors and the heroic warriors here to do battle for Castle Grayskull. The Zodac vs. Beastman minifigure set will be available on MattyCollector.com on October 15th, 2014. So happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.